Why did you go and buy them all off, Curtis?
Wait, so you did a PSA on Curtis about him and Soulja Boy.
Yeah.
On the cover of him. You know, you kind of poking the bear there.
I'm not poking a bear. I'm saying that he's a stone. And I've spoken to 2 men he's lived in sales with, who you had sex with, Curtis. No, I'm not saying allegedly. And you know it.
Jaguar Wright just dropped a bombshell, and this time it's about 50 Cent. She's claiming he's been hiding the same secret life as Diddy, and what she revealed will leave you speechless. This changes everything you thought you knew about 50.
50 Cent is trying to take down Diddy.
No, he's trying to move Diddy and Jay-Z out the way so he can run it. And the truth is, I ain't mad at him. I just don't trust him. Because the truth is, he would just be another kind of monster in another kind of way. He don't want things to change. He just want to be the one that's running it. See? Easiest thing to do is to take your enemy's feet and hold them to the fire for things you know that they won't admit. Which is why when that C&D came out, he took all of that Diddy shit down. Because of his tape. 50 isn't just as bad as Diddy. 50 actually has a heart. He's a lovable thug. You know? Somebody should ask Soulja Boy how loving he is. He's very loving. All that time they spent together and the way he believed in him. Oh my God. They were almost inseparable. Truth is, Curtis is a swish. Been a swish for many years. Everyone knows it. Say, what is it with all of these pretenders? And now they got an even bigger one named Curtis Jackson. They should check the EPA report and the toxic waste he's been allowing to be dumped around the property of Millennium Studios. The reason why I haven't got behind Curtis Jackson is because the only reason he wants them out of the way is so he can take over. That's the only reason. Okay, there's a Sheena Lakani. Thank you for camming up, ma'am. You can cam down now. Until I get to know you, I'm going to put a banner up. Okay? And once I do that, I'll let you up. And then when Diddy goes and gets into trouble and you need to convince the white people you're still in control, you bring Kendrick Lamar, who we already know you don't like for the way he embarrassed you on Don't Kill My Vibe, the remix. But we also know you got ties in TDE, Sean Carter, and you got a switch on top. Now, because I think if a victim comes out against Usher, it'll show how egregious this shit is. Because if he can be a predator, then anybody can be a predator.
Can't smile in your face the whole time.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, people look at Usher, they don't see that. They're not seeing the victim. They're not seeing that boy that got rushed to the hospital. They're not seeing what the intentions was in his heart when he took Justin Bieber there.
Oh.
Let's be honest. He took Justin Bieber there. Diddy had been trying to get to Bieber for a minute. And his management was backing him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours. Think about that.
So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
Justin Bieber is talking as much as he can, but I'm sure it's difficult for him to do considering the fact that he's on those tapes. And I can tell you right now, every young man that was taken advantage of by Diddy was not only drugged and hallucinated and put under some form of weird hypnosis, they've all committed crimes, whether they were in their right mind or not. In order to be that close to that kind of devil, you have to have some kind of dirt on you. That's the only way he'll trust having you around. I have no doubt in my mind Justin Bieber was put in a compromising situation somewhere along the way. There is footage of it that will make him look like a monster, just like Usher. He was there to see all of those abuses and all of that harm and know that nobody was going to come to help.
Diddy tried to take 50 Cent out, not just silence him, not just sue him, but end him. Jaguar Wright is now exposing everything, and the story is darker than anyone imagined. She said it point blank, Diddy doesn't forgive, Diddy eliminates. And when 50 started talking, mocking the freak-offs, laughing about the parties, and calling Diddy out, he put a target on his back. Jaguar says Diddy saw 50's jokes as a threat, a real threat. Because once 50 Cent started cracking open the image, the lies couldn't hold up anymore. That's when Diddy panicked. That's when Diddy planned. And now, the truth is out. Let's rewind. Jaguar Wright's voice has never wavered. She's been warning the world about Diddy's darkness for years. But no one wanted to believe her. She talked about the tapes, the drugs, the abuse, the deaths. Now, everything she warned us about is happening right in front of our eyes. Jaguar said Diddy's pattern is simple. If you speak out, you disappear. If you tell the truth, you get silenced. If you write a book, you never finish it. And guess what? That's exactly what happened to the people closest to him. Let's break it down. Uptown Records. That was the foundation of Diddy's career, the label that launched everything. It started with 5 key figures: Andre Harrell, Heavy D, Al B, Sure, Kim Porter, and Diddy himself. Today, only Diddy and Al B Sure are still alive. But Al nearly didn't make it. After meeting with Diddy to talk about a documentary, he mysteriously fell into a coma. For months, nobody could explain what happened. And Jaguar says that wasn't random. Andre Harrell, dead of a heart attack. Heavy D, dead, face down, of another heart attack. Kim Porter, pneumonia, they said. But Jaguar saw the original coroner's report, and it listed her death as homicide, with toxins found in her system. All of them were working on tell-all projects, books, documentaries, exposés, every single one. Jaguar laid it out. Diddy doesn't just get mad, he gets even. He gets rid of people. She said it straight up. They were all writing about him. And now, they're all gone. And 50 Cent? He's next. Jaguar says Diddy saw the signs. 50 wasn't just clowning him for laughs. He was pulling back the curtain on years of secrets. And that made him dangerous. Diddy tried to laugh it off, tried to say 50 loved him, but his body language said something else. Shaky, nervous. He knew 50 was becoming a problem, a real one. And that's when Diddy allegedly made a move. Jaguar says Diddy started watching 50, tracking him, gathering information, setting things up in the background. Because to Diddy, the best way to deal with a problem is to erase it. And 50's been warned. Jaguar says it's no coincidence that Diddy is suddenly crashing down while 50 is rising. Because for the first time, people are listening to the truth. And this is just the start. The freak-offs were never a rumor. Jaguar Wright says she witnessed them. She says she heard them. And now, the feds have the proof. Diddy built a twisted empire behind closed doors. The mansions, wired with cameras, the parties, laced with drugs, the guests. Often tricked, sometimes trapped, and always recorded. Jaguar called it the honeycomb. She said once you're inside, you don't come out the same. You're either bought, broken, or blackmailed. At these parties, people were flown in. Escorts, influencers, rising stars. Diddy would spike the champagne, lace the food, and let the cameras roll. People passed out. People disappeared. Jaguar says she saw it firsthand. Everyone was knocked out, but I stayed sober. I heard the sounds through the wall. I heard the screams. She described what she heard at one of the freak-offs. Balls slapping. Screaming. Yeah, daddy, this and that. Then struggling, hollering, people saying no. I kept my phone at the door. I recorded it. That recording is now circulating, and it's forcing people to admit what they knew but refused to say. The man on the tape? Diddy? The victim? Meek Mill? Jaguar says that's the real story, and now people are finally paying attention. She also dropped another bomb. Nicki Minaj had the tape. For years. She recorded it in Calabasas during a freak-off. She held it, waiting for the right moment. That moment is now. Diddy's fall is snowballing. The lawsuits are piling up. The raids went deeper than anyone thought. Not just in Miami, not just in LA, but in New York too. And the biggest twist? The officers didn't even know they were raiding Diddy. That's how locked down the operation was. Homeland Security didn't tell the local departments who the target was. They knew Diddy had people on the inside. They couldn't risk it. Jaguar said they didn't know until they saw the kids inside. It was that secret, that protected, and that dangerous. Once the feds got in, it was over. They found tapes. They found drugs. They found rooms designed to look like hotel suites, with hidden cameras in the ceilings, in the mirrors, and in the walls. Everywhere. Jaguar said this is how Diddy kept people in line. He filmed them, got leverage, then made them stay silent. He was the king of dirt. But dirt doesn't stay buried forever. And the moment Cassie filed her lawsuit, everything cracked wide open. Jaguar said it years ago. She warned Cassie to run. She warned Young Miami too. Her words? Congratulations, Young Miami. Run as fast as Cassie did. Because she knew the pattern. The escorts, the abuse, the drugs. Cassie's story confirmed it all. She was forced to bring in male escorts, told to watch, told to join. She was drugged, controlled, humiliated. And now we know she wasn't alone. Dozens of others are coming forward. But here's the catch. Diddy never expected the walls to close in this fast. He thought the silence would last forever. He thought the power, the fame, the money would protect him. It always had. Until now. Now, everything's unraveling. Diddy thought he could buy silence forever. But now his own people are turning against him. The walls are closing in. And this time, it's not coming from the outside. It's coming from the inside. Producers, former assistants, bodyguards, friends, they're all flipping, they're all talking. Jaguar Wright said it best. The circle is crumbling. The loyalty is dead. Everyone is trying to save themselves, and that means taking Diddy down with them. And the first real crack? Lil Rod, Rodney Lil Rod. Jones used to be close to Diddy, worked in his studio, saw everything, heard everything, stayed silent until Diddy pushed him too far. Now, he's suing Diddy for $30 million, and he didn't hold back. In the lawsuit, Lil Rod laid out everything. Diddy allegedly groped him. Diddy exposed himself during meetings. Diddy bragged about sleeping with Meek Mill, Usher, and Stevie J. Diddy threw wild freak-offs, spiked drinks, and used male escorts like party favors. The court documents mention a Philly rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. That's Meek Mill. They mention a Super Bowl performer. That's Usher. They mention a singer who worked closely with Diddy. That's Stevie J. The names were redacted in legal filings, but the clues were too obvious. Fans put it together in minutes. And now? The whole industry is watching Meek and Usher squirm because they were in the room. They were part of the game. But they're not talking. Not yet. Because they know Diddy recorded everything. Jaguar says it was a trap from day one. He'd get people drunk, drugged, then filmed, then use the footage as leverage. You want out? Diddy would say. Too bad, I got tape. That's how he kept people in line. That's how he built power. That's how he silenced victims for decades. But when the feds kicked in the doors, they found the vault. Hard drives, flash drives, physical tapes labeled by year, by event. Some even had names. The same freak-off tapes that Jaguar and others warned about for years? They're real. And now, they're in federal custody. The raids hit 3 states, and they didn't warn the officers doing the job because they didn't want Diddy tipped off. Homeland Security went dark. Tactical teams entered blind, guns drawn, no questions, no leaks, because this wasn't just about parties. This was about trafficking, assault, blackmail, possibly even murder. And the feds weren't taking any chances. Jaguar said she got the calls right after the raids. Friends, contacts, people saying, "It's happening. It's finally happening." She knew the storm was coming because this has been building for years. People tried to speak out. People tried to warn the world. But every time, somehow, it got shut down. Stories disappeared, victims silenced, evidence buried. But not this time. This time, the evidence is in the government's hands. And now, Diddy's scared. He's lashing out, filing lawsuits, threatening witnesses, suing his own bodyguard for exposing the tapes. Jaguar says he's unraveling. He's not in control anymore, she said. He's trying everything he can, but it's too late. The truth is out, and no one's coming to save him. Even the people who used to cover for him, celebs, brands, executives, they're gone. Ciroc ghosted him. Revolt, under federal review. Bad Boy Records, finished. And what's left of his circle? Scattering. People are trying to cut deals, flip early, save themselves before the real charges drop. Jaguar says Diddy is begging people not to testify, using every trick in the book, calling in favors, even threatening old friends. But it's not working, because nobody wants to go down with him. They've seen what happened to others. Andre Harrell, Heavy D, Kim Porter, Al B, sure. They don't want to be next. And now, with 50 Cent speaking louder than ever, and Jaguar dropping bombshell after bombshell, it's clear. Diddy can't run from this. He can't bribe it. He can't silence it. He can't sue it. This time, it's not going away. Diddy is done. The walls he built with money, power, and fear, cracked, shattered, collapsing right on top of him. And Jaguar Wright, she's standing right in the middle of it all, pulling every brick down with her bare hands. She's not backing off. She's not going quiet. She's not afraid. Because what she's exposing now is the final piece of the puzzle. According to Jaguar, Diddy didn't just target people with lawsuits. He didn't just threaten reputations. He didn't just ruin careers. He took it all the way. Jaguar said Diddy tried to take out 50 Cent, tried to silence him permanently, tried to make sure 50 never got the chance to speak again. Why? Because 50 had too much dirt. Because 50 wasn't scared. Because 50 kept talking, and every time he did, the illusion Diddy built started crumbling more and more. Diddy doesn't handle embarrassment well. He doesn't handle exposure. And 50 Cent, he made it a sport. He mocked the parties. He laughed at the freak-offs. He clowned the shopping trips, the "we haven't partied like we need to" moments. He humiliated Diddy publicly. And in Diddy's world, that's enough to make you disappear. Jaguar laid it out in chilling detail. She said Diddy started tracking 50, using people close to him, watching his movements, trying to find the perfect moment. But it never came. 50 stayed alert. 50 stayed surrounded. And now 50 is talking even louder than before. Jaguar's exact words? They got rid of Heavy, they got rid of Andre, they got rid of Kim. But 50? He's still here because he don't play. And they couldn't touch him the way they wanted. But they tried. Behind the scenes, Jaguar says there were setups in motion, people being paid to get close, plans being drawn. She says someone warned 50, told him to tighten his circle, told him he was being hunted. That's why he started pushing even harder, posting more, trolling Diddy constantly. He knew the only way to stay safe was to stay loud. And now, it worked. Because Diddy isn't the hunter anymore. He's the one being hunted. By the feds, by the courts, by his own past. The curse of Uptown Records, the string of mysterious deaths, the silenced voices, the ghosted projects, it's finally being investigated. Kim Porter's original coroner's report listed homicide. Then it was changed. Andre Harrell had just signed a book deal. Then, dead. Heavy D? Same story. Even Al B sure fell into a coma just after reconnecting with Jaguar and talking about releasing his documentary. Everyone who got close to the truth got hit, except Diddy. Diddy always walked away untouched, smiling, dancing, until now. Now, the freak-off tapes are in federal hands. Now, people are asking, were these deaths really natural? Now, prosecutors are digging into old files, old relationships, and old payouts. And 50? He's still standing, still posting, still mocking, because he's not just a rapper, he's a survivor. And Diddy? He's running out of time. Even the streets know it. Jaguar says her phone hasn't stopped ringing since the raids. People who used to be scared to talk, now they're ready. They see it. They feel it. The fall is here. And that fall? It's ugly. Diddy's homes, raided. Diddy's businesses, under investigation. Diddy's name, radioactive. He tried to flip the script, tried to sue his ex-bodyguard, tried to act like he was the victim, but nobody's buying it. You can't sue away surveillance tapes. You can't lie your way out of audio evidence. You can't escape witness after witness after witness telling the same exact story. The freak-offs were real. The drugs were real. The cameras were real. And the darkness behind the parties? All of it, 100% real. Jaguar says there's more to come, more tapes, more witnesses, more victims ready to speak. She even said Diddy's got one last move up his sleeve, but it won't work because the industry isn't protecting him anymore. Not the brands, not the lawyers, not the insiders, the ones who enabled him. They're next. Jaguar says this was never just about Diddy. It was about power, about control, about an entire system built to protect predators and punish victims. And now that system is shaking. One testimony at a time, one leak at a time, one breakdown at a time. So what's left for Diddy? No protection, no respect, no allies. Just a long list of lawsuits, a vault full of evidence, and a spotlight he can't escape from. Jaguar says Diddy thought he could outlast everyone. That's why he moved in silence. That's why he recorded everything. That's why he manipulated, bribed, and scared people into staying quiet. But when he tried to silence 50, that's when it all fell apart. Because 50 Cent wasn't afraid. And now he's become the face of resistance, the symbol of everyone who was used, hurt, and silenced. And Jaguar? She's not stopping. Not until every single piece of Diddy's empire is in the dirt. Her last words on the podcast? He tried to bury the truth. But now the truth is burying him. And that's exactly what's happening. No more hiding behind platinum records. No more hiding behind celebrity circles. No more hiding behind NDAs and payouts. This is the end. Because when the truth finally catches up with you, there's nowhere left to run. Diddy's empire's burning. His secrets are out. And there's no coming back from this.